Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Falcon Cast, the new source for everything that is happening at North Vermilion Community School Corporation. I am your host, Dustin Britton, and for the next 15 minutes, we will be talking about everything going on at North Vermilion High School and North Vermilion Elementary. Later on in the show, we will be joined by the new North Vermilion Band Director, Mr. Benjamin West. He will be sharing some exciting things happening with the band, including a big event this weekend, so stick around for that. Let's get the show started with some announcements, things that are coming up, and other important information that you need to know. As Mr. West is going to talk about later, North Vermilion Band will host Night at the Jukebox November 19th at the Newport Lions Club. It will feature North Vermilion music groups, including the junior high and high school bands, a jazz rock fusion group, the junior high choir, a community ensemble, and soloists. Entry is an open box donation at the door. No tickets are required. And for more information, you can visit the North Vermilion High School Music Department Facebook page or stick around later in the show. Thanksgiving break is coming up November 24th through the 26th. There will be no school. Stay home, relax, enjoy some turkey and some football. We will have a planned 2-hour delay on November 30th. School will begin at 10:15 a.m. Buses will run on a 2-hour delay schedule. Students in vocational classes are expected to attend as normal. Transportation will be provided if needed. The North Vermilion class of 2024 will host a holiday bazaar on December 4th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at North Vermilion High School. This is a fundraiser for the sophomore class. There's quite a few vendors already signed up, including Taylor Turchie from Taylor's Trends, Petersburg Florist, 3 Crafty Chicks, Pampered Chef, and a variety of other vendors who have homemade products and more. Please come out and support the class of 2024. I want to give a shout out to the 6th grade boys basketball team. Congratulations on winning the North Vermilion 6th grade Invitational. Parents, don't forget, cold weather's coming and we need to be ready. With the winter months quickly approaching, please have your children wear a coat and hat to school. We will still have outdoor recess unless it rains or is below freezing. With all of that out of the way, let's get to our guest for the show. We're happy to have with us today the North Vermilion Band and Choir Director, Mr. West. Mr. West, thanks for coming in to talk to us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Can we start out by you just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Benjamin West. I just picked up the band and choir position here, as well as some music teaching for the junior high and high school back in August of this year. So I'm happy to be here, and just my background is mainly in instrumental, but I do have a little bit of choir chops, and we're developing those as we go along.
So with that said, how did you get started in band?
So 4th grade music class, 4th grade band. I bought a trumpet off of a neighbor who was across the street, and then took a few music classes from one of the local band teachers, and I started doing taps for the local VFW and American Legion over there in Sydney, Illinois. And from there, I did it like really anybody else throughout school, stuck with music. That's really what I evolved a lot of that progress on, was just band.
Nice. When I was in 6th grade, I tried out for band, and they had me play all the different instruments, and after doing them all, they said, I think you're a choir person. So what all instruments do you play?
Primarily trumpet and flugelhorn. I've been playing a lot more flugelhorn lately. Actually, I got a hold of an old 1931 Kuno horn from some guy in California that had 2 in his warehouse, didn't know what he had, and we talked for a little bit and bought one off of him, and it's beautiful, very mellow sound. A little bit of piano, primarily trumpet and guitar, though.
Okay. For those who don't know, including myself, what is a flugelhorn?
So, a typical trumpet that you'll be seeing, especially kids around the junior high, high school, and this age group playing, is a B flat. It's tuned to B flat. That's the fundamental note right there. And so, a flugelhorn is also tuned to B flat. It's a much more mellow. It seems like a larger instrument, but it does not correlate to the same. Like if you get larger for a baritone, it gets a lot deeper of a fundamental pitch. For a flugelhorn, it's evenly matched with the trumpet, but provides you a much more mellow, flowing sound. You may see it a lot more in some jazz music.
Okay, nice. So you start band in 4th grade, you go through high school. When did you decide you wanted to be a band director?
Sometime around my freshman year of high school. So I went through 4th and 5th grade music, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and I knew I liked playing the trumpet a lot. I did some solo and ensemble work. In 9th grade, though, I met I had started working a lot more closely with my band director, Mr. Bill Jean from Illinois. He's since retired from public education, but plays in the Tons of Fun band out of Champaign. And he just stoked that in me, and I really admired everything he did and how he taught. And he really modeled, he led from the front. I mean, he modeled effective leadership and teaching, and just being a decent human being. And so that's really where it started.
I think that's what I hear a lot. Whenever I know someone who's in band, I know 2 or 3 band directors, and it always comes back to someone putting that in them and showing the influence that teachers really have.
Definitely.
So how did you end up here at North Vermilion?
So I was teaching at another school before this, started private sector, and then I'd always been interested in the local public school bands and what they had to offer. And I had known, my wife and I live in Vigo County, so Terre Haute, and we had known about the schools around that area. I had never heard of Cayuga. If I'm butchering that, I apologize.
I always say it depends on what side of town you're on. So
yeah.
There's Cayugas, and Cayugas.
There we go. Good deal. I'll stick with whichever one. Cayuga.
Yeah,
right
that
now.
works.
Yeah. But so I got a text message from a friend who actually works here in the elementary school, the North Vermilion Elementary, and she said, "Hey, the position just opened for our junior, senior high school band director. It looks like there's choir as well. I know you're mostly an instrumental guy, but I'm like, oh, I've got some choir chops, so we'll see." And my wife and I talked about it for a little bit. We were on the way back from vacation in Yellowstone, actually, and we talked about it for a while. I'd always wanted to get into actually using what I got my degree for, was in band and choir and just teaching. I'd been eager to have a marching band, start working with marching band and a jazz band and concert choirs, and so this I put in an application, and the rest is history.
Here you are.
Yeah, that's it.
So since you started a few months ago, how have you seen the band and the program overall improve?
Enormously. It's been awesome to watch the way that the kids and the community surrounding the kids just accept not only the vision, but the plan to execute the vision moving forward. Because I'm not of the mindset of this has to be boom, 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 authoritarian all the way through. This is the way it's going to be, and if it's not that way, then sorry. I'm much more of the mindset of we've got our 5 pillars of the band program and that music program, and that includes the viewpoint of the kids, what they are interested in, what they want to do, what the community wants to see. Very much a advocate or proponent for playing for your audience, but also expanding the introducing new viewpoints and culture, and getting the best out of the kids that we have. And so requesting their best and expecting a certain level of professionalism, and but a lot of that we have to train and go forth with. Mm-hmm. So I've been seeing a lot of improvement from all of the 7th to 12th. It's been awesome to be able to work with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I think in the past I've kind of taken the band for granted during certain times, mainly during football games. There was a whole year where there was no band at the football game. And then this year you guys finally were back there in the bleachers, and it's added a lot to the atmosphere, from playing the national anthem in the beginning to playing some songs through the first half. Can we expect that to continue and hear the band at basketball games this year?
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to be hitting at least 8 games through the season.
Nice.
So that senior nights and all of that, we'll be there. So we're figuring out the logistics of setup and all that right now, and then so you'll be seeing us. You'll be hearing the anthem. We'll be cheering right alongside the new and improved North Vermilion student section, and going from there. I think they're called the Nest now.
Nest.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting stuff.
That's awesome.
So coming up, we have Night at the Jukebox. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. This Friday, so November 19th at 6:30 p.m. in the Newport Lions Club Hall there in Newport, we're going to be featuring all of the various musical groups at North Vermilion, junior high and high school. So both including appearances from some soloists that no one's heard yet. We've been working a lot on whoever wanted to do something that looks a little bit like a solo on their instrument, accompanied or unaccompanied. So we've got a couple of the choir individuals that are going to be singing some pop songs that they're really interested in, and just a unique opportunity for people to come in, very low-key admittance. There's no tickets required or anything like that. It's an open donation bucket at the door, so feel free to whatever you'd like to support to help support the program. But you'll be coming in. We've got coffee and juice and water and all of that set up. I'll have some donations of baked goods and a silent auction as well taking place. So come listen to a bunch of the groups that are going to be playing, and chill and socialize with the community for a while and just enjoy. Feel free to come and go as you please.
All right, one more question for you before we go. What can we look forward to seeing from the Falcon Band in the future?
Immediately, so I like to plan 30, 60, 90, and if I can, 120. So within 30, we're talking basketball band and a lot more from the pep ensemble, and on December 6th, we're actually going to be having a Night of the Arts, kind of a fine arts festival, compiling the talents from multiple departments in the auditorium and around the high school. In 60 days out, we're looking at more of a, within the spring semester, we'd like to get a jazz band, start looking at what we can do with some jazz music. We have a large selection of repertoire. And that's something I'm passionate about. So I'd like to get that introduced. 90 days and 120, we're looking at getting as much of the junior high exposed to marching band repertoire and styles and technique as possible. So we're going to be incorporating a little bit of decentralized command structure and getting the high school involved in teaching the junior high and building that repertoire, or building that relationship up. So we can use that in the future. So marching band, jazz band, and we're going to keep pushing community ensemble, pep band, and athletic groups, get as much music out there as possible.
All of that sounds amazing. Sadly, that's all the time we have for today. Mr. West, I want to thank you for coming in and sharing everything that's going on with the band and the choir and at the high school music department. We appreciate all the hard work you're putting in, and we can tell the band is going to have a bright, bright future. And that will do it for our first ever episode of the Falcon Cast. We will release a new episode every 2 weeks. You can find them on Facebook or the North Vermilion High School YouTube channel. Thanks for listening today, and we hope to see you next time.